Good morning, guys. So we are going to start talking about our planets, and today we're going to start with our first planet from the sun, Mercury, which is also the smallest planet. And I actually have a model of Mercury, and Mercury looks a lot like our moon. It's got the gray color, it's solid rock, and then it also does have a lot of craters in it too that we'll get to see, okay? So we have our Mercury, which is our smallest planet. So while we read this book about Mercury, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be listening for that information that is special about Mercury. So think about what makes it interesting. Well, we've already said one of the facts, actually two facts. We said it's the closest planet to the sun. So do you think it's going to be hot or cold? It's going to be really, really hot. That's right. And then we also know it's the smallest planet of all. So it's the smallest planet. So those are just two facts that we've already learned about Mercury. So I'm so excited to learn what else we'll learn about Mercury. So Mercury, the smallest planet at all. And this is by Chea Glazer. What's the smallest planet in the solar system? Mercury. And so look, a lot of people see the picture of Mercury and they think it's our moon because it looks so similar to our moon. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. So you can see our sun and then here's Mercury right here. The planet, it's much smaller than Earth. 17 Mercuries could fit inside the Earth. So look how the difference in size. 17 different Mercuries could fit inside the Earth, so it's much smaller. Mercury is covered with rocky craters. So here's the craters. You can see the little bumps on our model of Mercury too that has the craters. They look like giant round bowls. Sometimes people can see Mercury from Earth. It looks like a dot in the night sky. So you might see it and think that it's just a star, but it could be Mercury. During the day, Mercury is very, very hot. Okay, so its temperature can reach 800 degrees. So I want you to look during the daytime when Mercury is turned towards the sun, it's like 800 degrees. At night, the temperature drops. It falls to a freezing negative 290 degrees. So what happens is when it turns around, it gets so super cold. And why that is because Mercury doesn't have a really thick atmosphere, so it can't keep any of that heat. The moment that the heat of the sun isn't hitting it and it's turned away, it's going to drop all that heat very, very quickly. And so it gets to very, very freezing temperature. So think about that. You go all the way from 800 degrees Fahrenheit hot to negative 290 degrees cold. Two spacecrafts have visited Mercury. They took photos of the planet. To get to Mercury, they flew close to the sun. We have to send a spacecraft to see Mercury because we want to get close enough, and it's so hot that it's just too dangerous and too far away for astronauts to go there. The spacecraft had special sun shades. You can see the shades on there. The shades protected the spacecraft from the sun's heat. They made sure the spacecraft didn't burn up. So if they didn't have these special sun shades, it would have burned up and we never would have seen the pictures of Mercury. So this is just a little chart. Now you'll see charts like these a lot in nonfiction books because it gives you information. And it's comparing Mercury versus the Earth. Okay, so Mercury, like we said, is the first planet from the sun and Earth is the third planet. So it's definitely closer to the sun. Its size is 3,032 miles across. The Earth is 7,913 miles, 18 miles across. So it's much wider across. Mercury, average temperature is about 354 degrees. So that's the average temperature. So that's when it goes from, because it goes all the way from 800 to negative 290. Now, the Earth's average temperature is 59 degrees, which is 60 degrees, which if you think about that, we have places that are always really, really hot on Earth, like around 100 degrees, but then we have places like we talked about in the Arctic regions that stay around freezing all the time or below freezing. And then number of moons. Mercury does not have any moons, and Earth only has the one moon. And then its surface, mostly rock and craters on Mercury, and then on Earth, that's why Earth is so special. It actually has oceans with land, so water and lands. And we have a picture glossary over here. So see, these are some of the things that you could see in the book. We saw craters, and a crater is a large hole in the ground. The solar system, remember the solar system is everything that goes around our sun and the sun. A spacecraft is a vehicle that can travel in space. Sunshades, something used to protect from the sun's heat. And then temperature, how hot or cold something is. All right, guys, now that we read the book, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We've learned some things about Mercury, so now it's your turn to show me what you've learned about Mercury. So we're going to connect to Seesaw, and you're going to see a page just like this. And so what you see is it says, I learned blank about Mercury. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the microphone, and you're going to tell me something you learned about Mercury. But also you have a circle right here. Well, this is because you're going to get to draw and show me what Mercury looked like. And remember, Mercury looks a lot like our sun. So I can take my drawing tool and I would just change the color because I learned that Mercury was gray, and I can color in what Mercury looks like. And remember, you can also use like a darker color if you want to fill in and show the craters. So you're just going to fill in and show me what the whole surface of Mercury looks like too. So you have two jobs. Remember, you're going to draw the picture of Mercury in the circle, and then you're also going to use the microphone and tell me some of the facts you learned about Mercury, okay? I am so excited to hear about what you had to learn. You did an awesome job, guys. Bye.